What's up, guys? No one's here yet, but I'm gonna probably save this for later, so I'm gonna pretend like there are people here right now. But this is my first official live stream. I'll give you guys a couple minutes to show up if anyone is going to, and just say the format of this is going to be, or hopefully going to be, that I'm gonna do this about once a month at the end of the month as a combination of two things. I want it to be sort of a chance to give you guys a heads up on what's going on in the channel and what's going on with the cars and what plans I have and whatever's going on as far as that goes. That'll be sort of the first half. And then the second half, I'm going to hopefully turn over to you guys, provided that I can figure out how to do that. And let you sort of ask some questions and stuff. But bear with me because I have no idea what I'm doing. This is the first time I've ever tried to do a live stream, so just keep that in mind as we go along. News-wise, as far as stuff that's going on, there's a video coming out early next week showing some more progress on the 2005, which is also going to be a video talking about sway bar end links again, but it'll be front ones this time. And showing off a little cosmetic upgrade. I've got several people that I'm going to be thanking in the next couple videos, and I may just go ahead and preliminarily thank them now, just in case I forget. So quick thank you to Aaron Michael from Charlotte for hooking me up with a really good deal on some wheels this past week. Big thanks to Three Wheels and a Block, another YouTube channel. If you guys don't know them, go find out about them. He actually sent me a decent set of headlights for the 05, which is something that I needed and had not been able to find. As a matter of fact, let me show you one of those. And this lighting is horrible, so you really don't get a good feel for what these look like. But they are very, very close to being perfect, which is way, way, way better than what I had on the car. So that's going to be part of a video later. I'm going to do basically a big exterior upgrade video on the 05, and I want to do several things at once so we can see a bigger change. But that's coming. I have not forgotten about the 97, though I have been putting it kind of on hold because I've got so much other stuff going on. But the 97 should be back in videos within the next couple weeks. I'm probably going to play with this transmission situation a little bit more, and then I'll figure out what I want to do there. The 99 will be back soon. If all goes well, the next episode of the Header series should be hopefully in the next 2 weeks. And the next video will be taking the 99 down and having it dynoed in stock form so that we can get real world horsepower and torque numbers before the headers are installed. So hopefully that's coming. I'm honestly at the moment mostly just waiting on some money to show up, and then I'll get that taken care of. And then we'll get rolling back on the header series after that, because after that will be the installation video and then all that stuff. And so all of that should be moving along pretty well there. Other things that are going on, not a whole lot of new stuff. We did get a dog. That's super exciting. So look out for her to show up in some videos, because I'm sure that will happen sooner or later. And let me think, what else was I going to talk about? I'm really prepared because I've been super, super busy this morning and then didn't get here in time to really lay much down. Hi, whoever that was. Just so you guys know, apparently when you live stream using a phone, which is what I'm doing right now, your chats only show up when you actually chat them. They're there for a minute and then they're gone and I can't see them anymore. So I have to just, if you say something and I don't respond to you, it probably just means it was gone before I could read it. So once again, just letting you guys know that. What's up, Schneider Truck or ATL Bob? Since I know your alter ego there. Okay, so we're up to like 6 people. Cool. I think that's pretty much all the channel update stuff I need to go over at the moment. Does anyone currently here watching have any particular topics you would like me to talk about or have any questions? Oh yeah, I'm sorry, you are Canadian Confederate now. I forgot. I saw that on Instagram. I just didn't remember. Okay, so topics. Anybody throw something out there. Let's see what we can discuss. Or if not, I'll just jump into something else going on with one of the cars at the moment. Let's talk about tie rods. I don't know if I'd say that's the most exciting thing in the world to talk about. I don't have any tie rod related videos coming up anytime soon or anything. When am I going to swap the black car? As soon as someone agrees to fund it. If anyone's interested, let me know. I can give you a paypal.me address if anyone would be interested in donating to the Make the Black Car Come Back to Life fund. I am looking at options on that though. I know several of you would like to see me do a 5-speed swap on that car, and I'm not going to say that that's outside of the realm of something I would consider doing, because I honestly prefer manual transmissions to automatics anyway. But there's a lot of cost involved, which is one issue, and then there's also a lot of time involved, and that is something I've had probably even less of than money lately. So that might happen, but it might not be for a while, because I may need to get some things straightened out first to where I have more time to commit to it. But I have done some research. There are, interestingly enough, several 5-speed transmissions that will work, and it looks like pretty much everything I would need exists in the world if I can find all of it. And it doesn't even seem like it's honestly a huge amount of fabrication. So something I'm thinking about. On the tie rod subject, I still have to do a rack and pinion video on the 99. That I'm pretty much ready to do. I have the parts here. Just once again, I've been so short on time, and a rack job takes a little while. So I just haven't had the time to actually put the car down and jump on that yet. But I do have more suspension stuff coming, because the gold car, the W Body Tech car, still has a lot more work coming. I think the next things I'm going to do on that is either going to be lower control arms, or hold on a second. Yes, the black one is a 97. I have 2 of the earlier ones, the 97 and the 99, and then the 05 is the only of the newer generation that I have, which interestingly enough is a base model. But if you guys didn't catch the video, I got my 2005 Grand Prix for free, mostly. And even though it's a base model, in that newer body style Grand Prix, even the base models have a lot of the same stuff. Yeah, you have an 04. Then yours is probably pretty similar, except for you might have a supercharger and I don't. I don't know on the 04 GTs though. Maybe that was only later GTs. I don't know. I've seen 04, 05 GTs that are not supercharged. And this one, being a base model, isn't supercharged, but does still have a 3.8. So it doesn't feel much different as far as the power goes or anything. And this particular 05 is a really high-end optioned out car. So for a base model, I mean, it came with OnStar, It has pretty much a lot of the features that the GTs would have came with. Minus, like, obviously it didn't come with leather seats because that's not an option on a base model, but or wasn't in that year. But interestingly enough, I was at the junkyard a couple weeks ago and there was an '08 base model. So this had it was not a GT, it was not a GTP, non-supercharged 3.8, had the 5-button DIC, leather seats, had the flip down passenger seat like what the Comp Gs and GTPs came with. Like, as far as interior options, had everything. Hey, 3 wheels and a block. I was just talking about you. And to answer another question, yes, we do still have shirts. As far as the shirts go, though, you can't contact me about those because I don't make them. All I did was supply the art for them. So you have to get them through my Teespring page because they actually produce them and send them out. And even I can't get them for free. Like, I have to buy them like you do. So the only thing is, every time you buy one, they kick back a little bit to me. So the channel makes some money that way. Anyway, since 3 wheels and a block just got here, let me just go back and check one more time and say thank you to him for the headlights and show you guys again what the headlights look like. And like I said, the lighting is freaking awful in here. It makes these look sort of hazy, but they are not. Let's see. As far as the question about the Regals, are you talking about being able to swap parts from a Regal to a Grand Prix? Because yes, if that's what you're asking, you can do that. Drivetrain wise, they're really similar. Yes, they actually are going to be really useful to me. I know I'm jumping back and forth because people are talking about different things. As far as the headlights go, because I said a little bit of this earlier, but for anyone who missed it, I have not put these headlights in yet, and I'm not going to yet because I'm going to do several different things on the outside of the 05 all at once, because I just feel like from a video perspective, it's going to be a lot more interesting to do like a exterior makeover video than to try to commit a whole video to a 3-minute headlight swap. But I've still got to track down a couple things. I have a lot of the parts I need to do the exterior swap, but I've got to go back to the junkyard to look for one more thing. And then I really kind of want to find a special edition front bumper, but they are not really easy to find. And I'm kicking myself really hard right now because like a month and a half ago, I was at Pull Apart in Winston and found a black, like '07, that was a special edition. It had the special edition front bumper, the special edition rear bumper, and I almost got it and didn't. And when I went back, the car was gone. So I don't know what to say. I'm apparently really, really good at that, at missing opportunities, but that's definitely one I missed. But if anyone in or around North Carolina happens to come across a '04 through '08 special edition front bumper, especially if it's that dark red color, please shoot me a message and let me know where it is, because I am for sure interested in that. If I can't find one, I'm going to go a different route, but I would like to get a hold of one of those. Let's see. I feel like I'm missing something someone said. On the transmission swap and being able to use parts from Regals, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, most stuff is interchangeable. Regals and Grand Prix were pretty much identical year for year. But the problem is that GM made a lot of little changes throughout the run of that generation. And from what I understand, 97s in particular, like their transmission's a little hard to find and not the same as like a 99. Let's see. Keep doing what you do. Thanks, 3 wheels and a block. See you later. So anyway, back on that issue. So like, as far as if I were to try to find a used automatic transmission for the 97, If I found one out of a 97 Regal, it would probably work. But from what I understand, a lot of the other years will not work. But I don't know. I haven't looked that far into it yet because I've got the other two cars and both of them are kind of still moving along well. So I'm just letting that sit for a while until I figure out exactly what I want to do with it. Although a 5-speed option is very enticing. Not cheap, but very enticing. Because I drove stick almost exclusively for many years. So that would be fun to be able to get back to actually shifting my own gears again. Because I don't know, I still don't, even the best automatic I've ever driven, I still just sort of like to be shifting my own gears. But anyway, what else? Anybody else got anything going on or suggestions for topics, or want to say hello, or want to send me a special edition bumper for free or very cheap? No takers on that one, huh? I can't believe that. Okay, provided, let's see. You drive a stick shift pickup truck. Hey, Blue Moon's here. What's up, Blue Moon? That is a name I have recognized for a bit. I don't know if you guys know this, but there's several of you now that I've seen enough in the comment sections of my videos that I recognize you when you show up, and I appreciate that. Like, that's cool to see people who like were watching my videos a year and a half ago that are still commenting on stuff. What's up, Tyler Burbank? Yes, you might as well say hi. The chat's not very busy. We got to have something going on in here, right? Okay. Big reaction from Blue Moon on that one. We have 11 people in the live stream right now. Not bad, not bad. What do you guys think of this format? Someone comment whether or not you like the idea of doing the live stream, or if you have a suggestion for something I should do differently with the next live stream. Because I had thought about live streaming different things. This format is like a really easy way for me to be able to talk to you guys about stuff. Let me look. Still want to... I do not want to swap it to leather, no. I actually... Yeah, the TV timed out. Man, you guys pay attention to background stuff. As far as the 05 goes, since there was a question about swapping seats, I do want to swap seats because light tan is the devil's interior. Literally, you can't do anything in this car without staining the seats. And they're already stained to the point that they don't hardly look like seats anymore. So I definitely want to get that light tan colored interior out of there. But I'm probably, I say probably because you never know, but I'm probably not going to do leather. I don't like the tan. Me either. It's skipping pretty hard. Which thing? The video? Like this is, you mean? Why am I such a fan of the Grand Prix? That actually is a pretty interesting topic. And actually, people have asked that before in a Q&A that I never got to make, so that's a great suggestion. As far as why I wound up kind of in the Grand Prix scene now is I've always kind of liked that platform from the outside. Like we owned a 91 many years ago, but it was an LE, like a 4-door LE, pretty much a base model. It had that old flat top 3100 in it. And it was a good solid car. It was reliable. We had the thing till it was, I want to say, somewhere north of 350,000 miles, and drove it every day. And it was a really good car. It wasn't particularly powerful. The transmission was amazing. That had the old hydraulic 3-speed before they switched to the 4T transmissions. And that thing, I personally saw it got run dry twice. No, I didn't run it dry. My ex-wife hit something and knocked a hole in the pan. But it ran the transmission dry 2 different occasions while it was running, and the transmission survived both times, which was super impressive. And also, coming from, you got to understand that at the time I was driving SHOs. So since I was kind of used to AODs, a transmission surviving past anything was amazing to me at the time. And I still, to this day, as far as front wheel drive automatics go, GM transmissions are just better than Ford's. I don't know why they are. And I don't hate Ford. I like Ford cars too. But the AXOD, the AX4N I had in my V8, like, it was freaking crazy. Let's see what people are saying. Well, I missed part of some of the last comments, but anyway, to try to wrap that up. So what was going on? Back when the 97-ish body style Grand Prix were coming out, I was in the SHO scene. SHOs and Grand Prix were comparable. So obviously SHO guys a lot of times will talk about and compare things to Grand Prix, specifically GTPs. Of course, there was a big difference in price in the cars back then because I was driving like a 93 SHO that cost like $2,000 when the 98, 99 Grand Prix were still new and cost a lot more than that. But so I always kind of liked them, hadn't really gotten into them. Got into Nissans for a long time, quit doing the SHO thing. I had a couple 240s that I messed with for several years. And then I went through a couple other things looking for something new to get into. And then happened to remember the GTP, looked them up, realized they had become dirt cheap, and decided I would go find basically my dream GTP, which was the 99. I had always wanted that body style. I had always wanted a red one, and I had always wanted one that was a coupe. So I tracked down the 99. It was exactly what I wanted, bought it, and then wound up sort of enjoying owning it so much that when my Honda Accord that I used to have got totaled, I needed a new daily driver, and made the just phenomenally good financial decision of using the money from the Accord to buy the 97, thinking it would be a good daily driver because it was so inexpensive. If you watched my channel at all last year, you probably know that that is not how that worked. I don't know what you're saying. Instead, the 97 spent the majority of the first year that I owned it in parts or being repaired over and over and over and over again in videos. So I wound up driving the 99 a lot instead. But, you know, that's the breaks sometimes. Financial decisions are not my strong suit. So that's how I wound up in that. But I had worked on a lot of 3800s, 3400s, 3100s at work. I was actually working for Midas at the time. But I mean, GM stuff is literally everywhere. So if you work in a shop of any kind, you see GM stuff all the time. We've all lost money on cars. That's true, although I am making it into an art. Yes, I do agree with GM motors being a lot easier to work on. And that's true across the board. I mean, I've worked on a lot of mod 4.6s and 5.4s, and I will literally work on anything LS all day long before I would work on a mod motor. Not that mod motors are hard to work on, but compared to LSs or any of the engines related to that, they're harder to work on. Because I mean, you can't beat the LS for doing what it's supposed to do without being too crazy fancy or having too much extra going on, and having pretty much everything in the engine bay be where you would expect it to be. Plus, it's got that Honda kind of vibe to the fact that everything that fits an LS fits any LS. We had an Avalanche at the last shop I was at come in and need an engine. The Avalanche comes with the 5.3. We found a lower mileage 6-liter out of a Sierra, and it swapped straight in with no modifications at all, other than I did swap intake manifolds, but I probably didn't have to. It was just one nipple location was different. And swapped the 6-liter in there. Not only did everything fit, bolt up exactly perfect, but no PCM changes were needed. And it's been running for several years now with not so much as a check engine light. And that's another pretty cool feature of LS engines, and also why I think LS swaps are so popular in other cars. They're so well packaged and so easy to get to run. Like pretty much you just move the wiring harness, the ECU, the computer, run a few power wires and a couple grounds, and it'll run in anything. It would run like in a wheelbarrow if you wanted it to. And it's hard to beat the fact that those engines make good power, are reliable, and are so easy to work on. That's a good combination of the three. And I feel like 3800s share a lot of the same features as far as that goes. They're super easy to work on. Everything's where you think it's going to be. They're reliable. You can beat the hell out of them pretty much constantly and they don't blow up. Thoughts on the Mark 1 Grand Prix? When you say Mark 1, which ones are we talking about, year range wise? Because GM keeps changing bodies and screwing me up. Which is why, by the way, you may sometimes hear me refer to 6th gen Grand Prix as 2nd gens, because they're 2nd gen W bodies, but they're 6th gen Grand Prix because GM keeps changing bodies. Early 90s Grand Prix, though, I understand what you're talking about now. I like some of them. They fall to me in that niche of like super 80s and early 90s styled cars. It's kind of like the Fiero. The Fiero doesn't in any way, shape, or form fit in with cars that are out right now, but is like so quintessentially 80s to me. And is cool because of that. It's like a retro kind of a vibe. And I like that about the earlier Grand Prix too. And it's for like the time period that they came out, the McLaren Grand Prix with the fender flares and all the extra stuff that they had on them were super, super cool looking cars. Like for that time frame, I think they were kind of ahead of their time. And they still look super old now, but they're cool looking and they still have that sort of ease to work on and stuff. I do not, though, however, at all like the monoleaf rear suspension that a lot of those have, just because the aftermarket for it is non-existent and it's kind of a pain to work on. But like if you want to lower a monoleaf car, I think there was one company that made a coilover conversion for the back. And then other than that, like you don't really have any options unless you're going to go have a custom spring made, which is a lot of money to invest. But you know, GM likes that though. I mean, the Corvette still had monoleaf suspension for a long time. So for whatever reason, GM really likes that suspension setup. Also, the old Z34 Lumina was kind of cool looking. And that's another subject about GM, and I'm probably going to wrap this up, by the way, in another minute and a half. But another subject when it comes to like GM changing bodies and stuff, I don't know why I was thinking about this the other day, but you know, in the first W body, the Chevy W body was a Lumina. And they still had the Monte Carlo, but the Lumina was like the Grand Prix of Chevy at the time. And the Impala was this huge boat of a car that was built on like the Roadmaster chassis and was rear wheel drive, big V8, all that kind of stuff. And then when they took that away, they moved it to the W body chassis. But it's weird because it's not really an Impala. it's like, really, that's Illumina. Like the second generation W body version of the Impala is pretty much Illumina with an Impala badge on it. But I don't know why I'm even bringing that up, because that's not important, but something I was thinking about. So anyway, it's been about 30 minutes, so I'm probably going to wrap this one up. And yes, Blue Moon, I agree. The Z34 was definitely a great looking car. It was very cool and sort of, I don't know. Those sharp edges make me think 80s, early 90s. But like, I was growing up during those times, so I still think of that as cool. Like a Ferrari Testarossa, which looks like a dinosaur now, but was like the coolest thing in the world in the 80s. So anyway, I don't know how to wrap this up, but I guess that's pretty much it. I really appreciate you guys tuning in, though, and giving me a chance to kind of talk to you guys and everything. If it gives me the chance to do it, I'm going to keep this live stream, so it'll be available on the channel for anyone who didn't get here to see it. So if you're seeing this after the fact and I'm not here, then, you know, comment and let me know. Let me check this out. We'll catch this on the replay. Hopefully. I'm going to try to keep it anyway. Eastern North Carolina signing out. Well, we appreciate it from here in whatever the hell part of this is Central North Carolina, I think. Whatever. Okay. Cool. Thanks, you guys. I'm out of here, though. It has been a blast, and I will catch you guys in my next video, which should be Tuesday or Wednesday. Thank you so much. Peace.